In Objective 6, we are writing and naming formulas here for ternary ionic compounds. Still a positive hooking to a negative, except now we will be using the polyatomic ion chart. Let's take the time to identify the names of each of the positive and negative and put those next to the symbols in their boxes. Ca plus 2 comes from the element calcium. When I find Ca carrying a plus 2 charge, its name is calcium. Pb with a plus 4. Pb stands for lead. Lead lives in the heartland of I need, I require, I must have a Roman numeral in its name or I'll get marked wrong. And the Roman numeral comes from the charge that it carries. That's lead 4 ion. And here's a group of atoms acting as a unit carrying a charge. NH4 plus 1 is our positive polyatomic ion called ammonium. You find that on the back of our chart, ammonium. Let's go to work doing the same for the negatives. Cn negative 1 on our polyatomic chart, I find its name to be cyanide. Record that in the box. Cr2O7 carrying a negative 2 charge is found in the middle column. Again, the negative 2 charge helps me narrow my search down. The negative 2's are in the middle. Cr2O7 2 negative is called dichromate. Dichromate. And PO4 negative 3 is called phosphate. PO4 negative 3, phosphate. Now it's a matter of hooking together and naming. We've done the hard part. We will also include the crisscross method when positives hook to negatives. Ca with its plus 2 charge hooking to cyanide who's a minus 1. We must place our polyatomic ion in a parenthesis and take groups of it. Without that parenthesis, that subscript would only be talking to the nitrogen. I want to be sure to take 2 groups of the cyanide. Calcium cyanide is CaCN taken twice. We'll move across the row. Lead with a plus 4, cyanide with its minus 1. We'll need to bring around and down using a parenthesis, the crisscross method. The positive 4 gets placed outside the parenthesis. PbCN taken 4 times with the name of lead 4 cyanide. Ammonium with its plus 1 charge, cyanide with its negative 1. Plus 1, negative 1 balances electrically. We don't need to crisscross. We'll include the name ammonium cyanide. So important to write. Oops, I spelled that wrong, sorry. That's how I erased ammonium cyanide. So important to write the positive ion first. Row 2, calcium with the plus 2, dichromate with the minus 2. Already electrically balanced, we hook them together. CaCr2O7, and we'll call that calcium dichromate. Lead 4 with dichromate minus 2. 2 groups of the negative 2 electrically balance the 1 unit of a positive 4. PbCr2O7 taken twice. Again, using the crisscross, if I brought those charges around and down and left them as a 2 to 4, I'd get that marked wrong. Lead 2 dichromate. I'll get that written in there. Using the lowest ratio possible, PbCr2O7 taken twice. Here with our ammonium, it's a positive 1, hooking to a negative 2 polyatomic called dichromate, bringing that around and down, NH4 taken twice, Cr2O7. Place its name in the box, and we get ammonium dichromate. The last row, a positive 2 hooking with a negative 3, calcium phosphate. Bringing those charges around and down, Ca3, PO4 taken twice, written as calcium phosphate. Lead with its +4, phosphate with its -3. Bring the charges around and down, Pb3, PO4 taken 4 times. Lead, Roman numeral 4, phosphate. And one more to go. Ammonium, who's a +1, with phosphate, who's a -3. 3 groupings of our positive polyatomic. NH4 taken 3 times, PO4, with the name recorded as ammonium phosphate. 18 out of 18. This is a big objective.